this is actually the last of the 9mm carbine tests I have lined up. These are the last 3 loads I'm really curious to test. There will probably be others in the future, but these are the last in this round. And these are much more mainstream. We won't get the velocities out of these that we've been seeing out of the others. In fact, none of these are even plus P. Excuse me. It is really cold. It is only November, and we've had 4 snows already here, and that is not normal for Arkansas. The first load, Hornady's standard 124 grain XTP. Very standard hollow point. It tends to penetrate better or more, depending whether or not you think that's better. It tends to penetrate more and expand less than a lot of hollow points do. This is Federal 124 grain HST. Again, not even the plus P, just standard pressure. Jacketed hollow point. And the last one, this is actually my carry load. It's a Winchester 147 grain jacketed hollow point, load number Q4429 or ZQ4429, depending on which lot you get. There's not a lot of information I've been able to find online about that. As far as I've been able to tell, and I found it numerous places, it's basically just a contract overrun of their RA9T Ranger load. This is the 147 grain Ranger hollow point. Looks to me all the world like the old black Talon, except not black. But for whatever reason, my carry gun, an HK P30SK, just loves that load accuracy-wise. They just almost don't know they're not supposed to follow each other into the same hole out of that gun. So that's what I carry in that. So let's get over here to where you can see the chronograph. Hopefully the sun isn't too bad yet. Okay. The sun is going down. And it goes down over my targets. So, okay, first up, the Hornady 124 XTP, standard pressure out of the Glock 19. 11:15 and 11:45. Same load, standard pressure 124 grain XTP out of the carbine. 13:21, 13:51. Okay, next up, Federal HST 124. This load has a really, really good reputation for as short a time as it's been on the market. It has a really loyal following and supposedly has gotten really good, consistent results. So, 1187, 1196 out of the Glock 19. So the 124 standard pressure HST out of the carbine. 1388. And he jammed up. I'm not going to rag on the load too hard. It is really cold out here, and this gun is pretty dirty. I haven't cleaned him in a while. So we'll try him again. 1388. And 1418. So don't take that as any indictment of the HST. That carbine hasn't been cleaned in at least 2,000 rounds, maybe 3. And it's about 40 degrees out here, if that, so I can't fault it too much. This is the Q4429 Winchester standard pressure 147 grain jacketed hollow point. 985. Wow, that's slow. From the Glock 19. 985 and 1008. Now, last one, same Winchester Q4429, standard pressure 147 out of the carbine, 1142 and 1135. At least the chronograph kinks are worked out, apparently. Okay. Nothing earth-shattering on these. These are definitely more mainstream loads. Standard pressure stuff you're going to find over the counter in gun stores, Walmart, Cabela's, all your mass marketers. Guess I'd enter the numbers. Okay. So the Hornady XTP, 1130 feet per second out of the pistol, 1336 out of the rifle. The XTP, I wish I had some plus Ps to test out of that. Because the XTP is as hollow points go, it tends to penetrate more and expand less. So a plus P version, driven through a carbine, you might get some substantially more velocity with a bullet that's meant to take it, that can take it. Federal HST, very standard numbers, 1191 feet per second, 390 foot-pounds. That's decent for 9mm. It's not earth-shattering low or high. The carbine was a little bit of a surprise. It gained, well, just 150 feet per second, 151. Okay, I did that wrong in my head. 541 foot-pounds, but again, I don't know how the HST would perform at that added velocity. I'd have to compare it to the plus P version to see if that bullet can take that velocity. You have to be careful to not overdrive these pistol bullets. The Q4429 out of the Glock was pretty slow. It's only, I mean, it's a hair under 1,000 feet per second, 996.5 feet per second average. You know, low 300s for energy. But the Ranger RA9T has a good reputation, and this is allegedly the same thing. So I guess that's another reason to pick up some gel one of these days. Out of the carbine, it only picked up just right at 100 feet per second, 1,138 feet per second. That's not right. Something wrong with my calculations. Oh, okay, that's not feet per second gain, that's energy gain. Apologize for that, I've been saying that wrong this whole time. So it gained 140 some feet per second, and it's in the low 4s energy-wise. So again, no screamingly fast loads on this one. These are your standard loads you're going to find everywhere when you go to look for 9mm hollow points. This is more the norm. This is the normal stuff. It's not the Underwood, the Buffalo Bore, the Carbine that I was testing earlier. So you can see there's a substantial difference in how you load a 9mm, especially when it comes to a carbine. You saw some of those. One of them, one of the Underwoods, I believe, we were getting over 2,200 feet per second. And there's been a couple we've gotten over 18, and a bunch we've gotten over 16 out of the carbine, and that's just not something you see in a pistol 9mm very often. So again, this is the more normal hollow points, and I hope this is useful to anyone looking up information on them. Appreciate it.